Welcome to the Torah Podcast, Parshas Pinchas. Hope everyone is doing well. I'd like to share on something interesting this week. We talked about the end of last week's Parsha, Pinchas' Gevura, his Oz Kenemer. He was bold like a leopard, which we stelled on why the story of Pinchas' Gevura was in Parshas Balak of last week, and it is not in this week's Parsha, Parshas Pinchas, which is an interesting shtel. Now, I'm not exactly sure, and I don't have a good mahalach, but if anyone knows, please hit us up on, we don't really have social media. Okay, hit us up on email, or I'm not really sure. Anyway, if anyone has any terutzim, feel free to reach out. I'd like to shtel on something interesting this week. When the Parsha talks about all the Yemim Tovim at the end of this week's Parsha, after the Bnei Slavchad wanted a bit of the land of Eretz Yisrael, in Perek Chav Ches, Pasuk Yud Aleph, a very interesting Parsha that we all know good and well, but when we translate, we realize that we might be missing something. The Pasuk says, Azoy, Ubiroshei Chodshechem, Takrivu Oilo Lashem, on Rosh Chodesh, on the heads of the months, Takrivu, we should bring Oila, a carbon Oila, Lashem, bring it for the sake of Avodas Hashem, Purim, two cows, B'nei Bakar, Shnayim, the Ayil, you should bring a Ayil, which is, I think, some sort of sheep, Echad, one of them, Kivasim B'nei Shana Shiva Tamimim, right? It's almost like it's become a song to us. It's almost like we can lane it, everyone knows it by heart, but when you translate the Psukim, you end up with something a little bit different. The Psukim say like this, the Alter from Kelm, the Heilige Rebbe of the Talmud Torah of Kelm, who learned by Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, who learned by Rabbi Chaim Volozhin, who learned all the way back by the Vilna Gaon. So the Sabbath from Kelm says like this, an unbelievable diuk, and we'll make it 5 diukim that he says in the Parsha of Rosh Chodesh. We'll speak right now for a minute and a half about Rosh Chodesh. Number 1, Atama, he says it's a pella, the way that we don't give chashivas, the proper chashivas, to Rosh Chodesh. The Torah calls it the Rosh, the head. We know that the head of something is always in charge. The Rosh Yeshiva. How about the Rosh Evarim? What's the head of your entire body? Is considered the head. And now we take the English word head, and now we're using that that's what's in charge. The Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the month. It's Nishka in the beginning, or it is the beginning, but it's the head. It's what's in charge. The beginning of a month, Aleph of. Even though we know that we're Mamatim B'Simchan of, but there still is definitely a mitzvah to shtag. There's definitely a mitzvah to be megadol yourself. And every month, even if it's Av, it has to be the Rosh Chodesh, the head. Number 2, the carbon that we bring. Parim b'nei bakar shnayim v'ayil echad kavasim b'nei shana shiva temimim u'shloish esnim soilus. It's the exact same carbon that they brought on Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. I don't know if they brought carbon. Yeah, they brought Rosh Hashanah, Sukkot, Pesach. It's all the same. The carbon they brought on Rosh Chodesh was the zelbe carbon that they brought on Yom Tov. Again, we see Rosh Chodesh is like a Yom Tov. Gemara in Shavuos, Daf Yod Amud Aleph, says Rosh Chodesh Ikri Moed. B'Rosh Chodshechem Takiva Oil Hashem Par B'nei Bakar. Rosh Chodesh is a Moed. It's a holiday. Gemara in Chulin, Daf Samech Amud Beis, all this is brought by the Alter of Kelm, and in the Sefer of Rabbi Yerucham, Das Torah. Chuas Nafshon Meyad Soinei, we say in davening on Rosh Chodesh. What does that mean? The Gemara in Chulin says, a Chuas Nafshon Meyad Soinei, for the person who does Averis, is a Yom Kapara. Rosh Chodesh, the Gemara says in Chulin, is Mechaper. It's like some sort of mini Yom Kippur. Nikrah Rosh, we'll go back to the first shot. Rosh Chodesh is called the Rosh Chodesh. Let us be mechazik our Rosh Chodesh. We're saying this week the Shabbos Mevorchim. We daven for a good month. Let us daven stark in that Yehi Ratzain, that the month should be stark. We say Yehi Ratzain, that it should be a month full of Arichas Yomim, we'll say. Look in the davening. And everyone asks, or maybe we don't ask, but we should be asking if we understood the English. This is a famous shtel, they say. How come we could daven for Arichas Yomim in a month? We're davening that this month should be stark. And in this month we should have Arichas Yomim? How are we supposed to have kavanah in those words? The pshat that I heard is that Arichas Yomim means that it has to be a month that we can steig. In this month, it's possible for a person to reach entire nitzchias. You can fulfill it, and you can set your entire life up for your entire life in a month. You can do something that's eternal. Let us give proper chashivas to our Rosh Chodesh and understand that it's a Yom Tif. Understand that there's a halacha that even the women, I think, on Rosh Chodesh are supposed to be memayed in their malacha. Let us give the proper chashivas that we see from this week's Parsha to our Rosh Chadashim. And Amir Tashem, it should be a month full of Yeshuas, Nechamas, specifically Yeshuas and Nechamas, amongst other things, being that it's Av, but let it be the month that Mashiach comes. Amen.